idiots start just screwing off and freaking playing around. All right. Let's adjust this real quick. Kept leaning over to one side last time, so trying to get this thing closer. All right. Damn, got the notification super quick. All right, cool. That means it's working on that part. The notification part. Hit that like button, Stuart. Um, I was gonna try StreamYard, but I went to Nicole's laptop at the moment. So if you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. Hit the like button. Leave a comment. Try to be more interactive with this one. Ask questions. So definitely, I'm able to. Um, so definitely, I'm able to. Answer questions and whatever questions I can answer. And it's gonna be honest and truthfully. So I just hopefully I don't get kicked out from any series. They probably don't watch anyway, so it doesn't really give a damn. Just me here talking crap about about how I feel. So I'm gonna try to be more interactive, and I've been looking at doing more banner. So this live thing is just easier to just talk things through because people keep asking me questions. So instead of being on my phone all the time and like someone calling me, I don't know who that is, but hopefully they just send me a voicemail. Instead of just like trying to message people back and forth about, you know, I'll do one about cart setup and I'll do one about the series, like they were asking about the series, tire compounds, races I'm gonna do. I'll just come on once a week and we just go live and talk, and then you guys just ask me cool questions, or I'll tell you all the questions that's been coming in. I'll just answer them here. So I'm not gonna be Jacob. Jacob straight going to a throat. What do you think? Best engine builder is. Ooh, man, I don't want to hurt any feelings. I think some engine builders are a little butt hurt for some reason. Don't know why. The rumor going around that I'm just sending people to different engine manufacturers. To be honest, whoever's closest to you, and uh, best engine builder. There's not like a best overall. I can give you engine builders in your area who I think are really good. So we'll see what happens with that. The best tag racer over 50 with you. Yeah. Oh, all right. So let's go with. I'm gonna answer this question real quick. Best engine builder in the area. Okay, so if you're in the Florida area, uh, TS Racing, Victor Peters Racing. Um, Anybody else in the Florida area? There's a couple people down in Miami, but I don't know them as well. So the two that I recommend if you're in the Florida area is TS Racing, Dave, if he's not backed up with the whole bunch of crap that he has going on, and then Victor Peters, if he's not backed up with a whole bunch of stuff that's going on. Those are two I recommend in Florida. In North Carolina, you have a lot more. You have Howard Stewart from Stewart Racing. I think he does an amazing job, and the prices are really really well. Same thing. Dwayne Carver is another one, and then I know a lot of people run GT engines, but I haven't run one. They're strong, but I don't know how you get a hold of that guy. Yeah, for 2 cycle stuff, I would go to VTM Mornay. He's out of Tampa. Um, you know, he's probably one of the best in the game. Or you can do, oh my gosh, his name is Mario. He's what's Speaks Concept Racing, but I don't know. He's pretty backed up. So Mornay or Speed Concept for racing. Can I beat Robbie and Mott? I don't know. I know if we're both on the same chassis, it will be apples to apples. So if we're on the same chassis, then I have a really good chance. He probably will have the leg up since he's been on the chassis longer than me, but we'll see. And he has to tune his own shit. All right, that's basically about it. We're not gonna play around the game of bringing a tuner and tune for you. No, you gotta tune your own shit and then see if you can beat me. If it's in the wet, no, he can't touch me. So we'll see. Oh, check out my koozie, Jam Racing. If you like these koozies, let me know. It keeps whatever alcoholic or non-alcoholic beverages cold. And I think you can put whatever. It's not just the cans. You can put like bottles in here and some other stuff. Has my name on it too. If you tune your car, all the parts will fall off. That is not true. All right, not all the parts will fall off. Just the hubs. Just the hubs will fall off. All right, I give it 5 minutes. So usually I'm just gonna go in. The way I'm gonna start doing it is, just BS for the first 5 minutes. Let people trickle in, get the word out, and then I will start talking about what the subject is. And the subject is this week kart series. And now these are all the kart series that I have run, and this is the experience that I've had with them. I'm not just talking about local tracks or stuff like that. I'm just talking about the series itself. So I have run Rock Cup, Scusa, and this is for the 206 as well. We're not talking about two stroke side. I don't care about two strokes. If you want to learn more about two strokes, you can go to the Kart Chaser because they love two strokes. So I love Xander. That's not a dig on Xander. Okay, gotta be politically correct 90% of the time. So there's all about 206 experience in these series. So I'm just gonna start off with Rock Cup, Scusa. Then we'll go into. I'm gonna leave WK for last. All right, just let you know, WK will be last. Um, and then it will be SSKC. We'll do that one next. And then we'll do TSRS and then CKNA. So the two series I'll be racing the most this year will be CKNA, of course, and then TSRS. So I'm not going to hold anything back. So if you don't see me in the next round, um, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens afterwards. If you don't see me in the next round of TSRS, that means they saw this video. What's your thoughts on the winners purse being offered for championship winners and race weekend winners? Just depends. You guys know me. I'm not a big a money racer. I don't chase the money for the races. And for my personal experience, I think Bushnell holds a really good money race. I've done those a couple times, and Jackson holds a really good money race. Amarillo for the 206 heavy has a big purse out there. Probably one of the biggest for 206. Excuse me. Um, so I just think the prizes, the series that gives out these prizes, like they get the sponsorship to give out prizes during the drivers meeting. So it makes people go to a drivers meeting, which I hate because I feel like they talk about a lot of stuff at the drivers meeting and then they don't back it up. I'm just being honest. So, and then second of all, I don't do money races just because people lose their damn mind over $300, $200. Like, yeah, $500 is up, but it's spread out between the top five or top three or whatever. So they will dump you, wreck you. It is a wreck fest. If I feel like it is not clean, proper racing when it comes down to when money is involved. So I usually just stay out of the money races myself. All right, let's start off with Scusa. Scusa is predominantly it's not predominantly, it's all two-stroke, right? Biggest two-stroke drivers in the nation go. So they open it up, I think the first time maybe 2018 for 206 and then again in 2019. Um, it's a great, well-ran event. What I like about Scusa is the prices for the 206 and included tires, included practice, included armbands, included everything you need. Not like when you you buy an entry fee and you have to pay all the extra shit on the back. No, it included everything right up front. The prices were good for the weekend and for the type of level of weekend. And then it was the first time they were using video feedback. So they had a whole bunch of cameras set up around the track. So if any incidents happened or incurred and the penalty was handed out, they will go back to their video, double check to make sure the penalty was good to go. So I think that was really well ran. The things I don't like about it is, the amount of track time at times. So if they're gonna cut out a class or cut down a class, the 206 is just a filler class for them. So if for some reason they were cutting down a class and we were in there and they needed to cut some laps off, we would be the first ones to get the laps cut off. Um, Makes sense on their part because they're the ones bringing in the two strokes are bringing in all the money. For 206, it was basically you're paying $500 for the weekends, but they included fuel and they included tires on the entry fee. If you podium, you get a free set of MG tires back. So you're really almost racing for free if you podium both days because it's $500 for the weekend. So if you podium both days and then resold your tires, you race for free. Yeah, that's what I did. So basically, I podium both days and then just turn around, use one set of tires if I needed to, and then sell them. What I didn't like is, and now this is for the cost efficiency for 206. They allow brand new sets for both days. I get it, and it wasn't a big deal because I won a set prior, but I'm not a big fan of having to buy. You're allowed to buy a set each day because then you bring the money game into it. You don't really bring you know, straight keep the playing field level because the first day is level playing field, right? Everybody's going to buy brand new tires. You show up to an event like this, tires. SCUSA says, okay, you're going to have brand new tires, everybody be level playing field. Day two, it is you're allowed to buy a brand new set and put another set on. I don't agree with that. That's just me. That just brings up the cost of racing. So second day, not level playing field because most likely the guys I put brand new tires on will be up front. That's it. The downs and tech, they actually brought in some really good tech for 206. Like I was very shocked that they ran it right. They brought in some really good tech. Tech was tough. It wasn't just check the carb and spark plug and call it good. They actually teched us pretty well and pretty hard, especially final 1 day winner. Uh, got tech pretty good. And then final day, top three all got broken down. So tech, and they had the right tech tools, and they brought in a tech man for 206. They did it right. So those are the points on SCUSA. Uh, Bad, they don't give a shit about 206. We're just fillers. Um, and Parking prices are through the roof for a SCUSA event. Like they give you a 12 by 12 spot or a 10 by 10 spot, and it's like $150. That's that's insane. That's ridiculous. So those are two negatives I can see about Rock Cup. Officiating is 50-50. I do like the video feedback. They do not. I mean, for protest fees a little bit more. It's like $200 a protest. You get your money back if you win, but if you lose, that's $200 on the drain. Kind of rough. Kind of hard pill to swallow. $200 to a set of tires, if you want to look at it that way. Next event. Let's talk about good old Rock Cup. Good old Rock Cup. And I think, and this is going to be the weirdest thing since you guys know the incident we had a couple years ago with Rock Cup, and I supported Rock Cup a lot, and I was super happy to race their event. I think they're one of the best, well-ran events when it comes to being on time. Tons and tons of track time for the price. It starts Thursday. All right. It goes Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You got 4 days of track time. And for our class was very, very low on price. It was $550 with the set of tires included and I think 5 gallons of pump gas included. It was insane. It was tons and tons of I mean, I couldn't make it Thursday, so I missed a full day of Thursday, but still on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, still tons of track time. So I think best bang for your buck would have been Rock Cup. Officiating on Rock Cup, they have the videos evidence up, and it's kind of cool because I know I was gonna go protest, and they were like, "Well, maybe we should look at the video in the back room real quick." And they look at the video, and they're like, "It's not gonna go." Um, it did not. It's not gonna go at last second. Like it's not gonna go your way. Don't waste your money, basically. Or it'd be like, "Oh, well, this could." be your favor, and most likely you will win. So if I was you, I would protest. Like a hint, hint. I only had issues with one dude. Um, it's same thing with the SCUSA thing. It's a filler event, so they don't give a shit about 206 much. Officiating is pretty good. The crew's pretty good overall. It's just 206 are not appreciated in the sport when it comes to that. They just think you low horsepower can't drive type of series. That's what they think. Yeah, and there was a last minute tech item. Instead of we went in there thinking they're gonna paint the valve color cover, the carburetor, and stuff like that. They made us wear a safety cable through, which I highly like compared to other series. I'll get that into it later, but the um the cable through the valve cover and the carb, I recommend that way more than painting everything. It's just we go to some of these dirty tracks, the carb gets clogged up, and then we can't take the carb apart to clean it or spray it. We have to take it back to tech, and I don't think tech knows that we're trying to mount tires, do cart changes, whole bunch of other crap, run multiple classes, and then I have to go back to tech to, just take the slide out, change my needle adjustment, or blow some freaking dirt out of the dang slide. I mean, it's ridiculous. Come on, let's think about that. Um, it filler class, they don't care, and then that's basically about it. Rock Cup wasn't really too bad, except they just treated us like shit that last day. It wasn't really all of them; it was just one guy, uh, and I'm glad that guy's no longer there, or he's not going to be there. So, Rock Cup, I recommend it. I think it's a good filler class for us. If you want to go to a well-ran event and know how the event should be ran, I think Rock Cup, and I think Rock Cup does it better than SCUSA. That's just my opinion. Ouch. Let's go SSKC, the Sunshine State Karting Challenge. Uh, they don't advertise enough. That's a con. They don't advertise enough. They don't put out the schedules soon enough. It's like a last second thing last year. I think it was most likely due to management. He was probably spread a little too thin. It wasn't advertising enough. Like, hey, event coming up in 2 weeks, in a month. Um, you know, definitely get out there, check it out, use it. Um, this is where the track's gonna be held, the dates, because by the end of Grands, 2 months later, CKNA South has their date set up. And all these other series have their date set up, and then SSKC comes out and it's like at the last second thing. Like I literally saw SSKC post something up the other day and just noticed that round one for them is the same as round two for TSRS. So I already committed to another series. I will not be doing the first round SSKC. Prices, they were good, but the prices have gone up. The economy, I get it. Um, they do a decent job about officiating. They do a good job about officiating. I do like their racing rules too. If the cart on the inside has the apex, give up the outside. That's just racing in period. All right. That's just racing. Get through your thick ass heads. That's racing. You don't see anywhere like look at Formula One. Everybody looks at Formula One, right? You don't hold it on the outside, or you're gonna end up in a wall in the grass. Same thing with, NASCAR, but they do oval racing. But when they do a road course, if they hold it on the outside, they get pushed wide. Indy cars, all these other big racing events. If the cart on the inside, be smart. He has the apex. Let it go. If you want to go side by side racing in a 206, it really doesn't work. You don't have the horsepower. You just bunch up the group. That's my little tangent there. Um, that's basically it about SSKC. I'm not going to talk too much about them. They do the 2-day rule too about the tires. I don't like that either. It should just be buy first set of tires this day and you run it for the rest of the weekend. Not you can buy another set the next day and put on a brand new set the next day. I'm not a big fan about buying multiple tires and spending tons of money. That's just me. So I am a cheap racer. I show up in the back of my truck and I try to do as least inexpensive as possible. People asked me one time, "How were you able to race?" This is when Ocala was open. Ocala would run Saturday after Ocala was done, because they would freaking, for some reason, always be running behind by hours, I would hop in my truck and drive to Homestead and stay about 20 minutes north of Homestead at a truck stop and sleep in my truck. I would get there, take a shower, rest up, and then drive the next day, the rest of it, to AMR to go race AMR. Because I raced, I think, every race that season AMR as well. And after AMR race, I would drive up an hour right before I like turn off the turnpike to go back to 95. I would stop at another truck stop, take a shower, and then drive the rest of the way home. How did I do it? I didn't pay for a hotel. I same set of tires I used the day before, I would use the next day. So that's how you race. All right. You do it on a budget. And that's what I'm talking about. Racing on a budget. Parking's not that expensive for SSKC either. There's not many hitting fees behind it. I think art bands are not that expensive. And then practice before day is track ran. So that's, I think it goes to the track. It doesn't even go to SSKC. So those are some positives about it too. Track time is decent. Is pretty good for SSKC. Um, it's not the greatest, but they do the best with what they can. I'm not a huge fan of the big finals either. So definitely, you know, we'll see what happens. How much badass? Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. 2 sets of tires for 25 laps per day. Yeah, it is. Oh yeah, Jesus, that's insane. Yeah, I mean, you're probably on a shifter, Matt, so that's completely different, bro. Well, I know Rock Cup allowed, was it only for shifters the final day they allow a brand new set of tires for the finals, or to use whenever hell you want to use it. So that's just one thing. But for 206, that extra tire stuff is just too expensive. That's why I like how Rock Cup does it. It's one set of tires for the whole day. From qualifying until Sunday, you got that one set. Hope and pray everybody stays on level playing field. All right, let's go to. I don't know if I want to do CKNA or TSRS. I'm leaving WK for the end, but all right, let's go to TSRS. Oh man. Oh, I hope they're not watching. I hope they don't watch these things. All right. For TSRS, the price, it ain't that bad, right? It's not bad, the price. I think it was 500 for the weekend of racing, and that included like pit pass and stuff like that. So it includes everything you need except for fuel. And the tires, that one set of tires you bolt on, you use it until the end of the day. So I like that. You don't have to buy extra set of tires. So I do like that. Uh, the track they use, the tracks they picked for the events, I definitely know Speed Sports is a good one. Amarillo is a good one. Going back to Speed Sports is good. I don't know. There's one new one I haven't been to, so I don't know about it. And the NTK, I've not driven it, but none of the tracks they pick are bad. They kind of pick some technical and some big flat out tracks. So they do a mixture of tracks for sure. Um, what I don't like about it, and it's probably they have to run it, but I don't agree with the fuel that they make the 206 run. I get it, you need to run it for the two-stroke stuff, but that Aspen unleaded fuel, it is insane how lean it makes the engine run. Just put it like that. So regular 90 unleaded, ethanol free, uh, you run the clip at 5 and rich up the spark plug, it comes out black. All right. You can make it black. The Aspen fuel, you put that thing on clip 5, riching out the the plug. You can richen that motor as much as you want. That bad boy is coming out pretty white. If you run it like you usually run your carburetor, it's coming out clean. It makes the engines run like doo doo, and you can feel it. Like you can feel like one motor run better than the other motor. I just don't think the fuel that they use for 206 is good. They're gonna disagree and be like, "Oh, it's okay for all the motors and all the." I mean, they agree, but I would like for an engine builder to dyno some Aspen fuel back to back with like regular 90, and then we'll see what they say. I don't agree. I definitely don't like how the motors run. They don't run well. It's like if they're all running lean and backfiring everywhere. So um, that's basically what I got on the fuel. Tech tech for 206 is a joke. Um, and especially with the size of class you have for 206 racers. You think you had 28 for seniors. Um, I don't know how many juniors, how many heavy. When you do the math, you had like 50 206s in total, right? 206 is a joke. When I'm on grid and there's a guy next to me that has to pull start his engine and can't do it sitting down, not because he's not strong enough. It's because the amount of compression that motor has, they need someone two-handed to fire it up, and it sounds like a super stock on track. And then when we get off the track, all you tech is fuel, which that fuel can fail tech in a heartbeat if you've run two-stroke, if you've put any two-stroke fuel, if you put any oil or run any other type of fuel in your tank prior, it will probably fail tech, right? You got to clean your tank out with the expensive ass fuel you have to buy, clean it out, dump it, leave that expensive fuel in for a little bit, dump it again because it's useless, and then put some new fuel, and then probably will pass tech. Yeah. And all they do is check spark plug and carb. And that's about it. So tech tech was undesirable at TSRS for a 206. Maybe because the tech guy that they someone told me the tech guy they were gonna get was not there. Okay, that's fine. But for the amount you're paying for the coverage that the series is getting because of Kart Chaser, which Xander did an amazing job with it. Him and his crew did an amazing job getting props. Um, Speed Sports an amazing job. Uh, TSRS did a good job of no, at least recognizing that 206 class brought in a ton of people, but gonna run that many 206s and no tech, basically. It's like going to Jacksonville back in the day. It's not a dig at Jax. I'm just saying that's how Jax was back in the day. Or if you go to GoPro, maybe I should just take a GoPro special up there or something. Yeah, tech is not the strongest. Oh, SSKC tech is good. They do tech. All the series that I've mentioned so far, tech has been good for 206. They actually tech you, and you will fail if you're screwing around. TSRS, you can come with a monster, and you're probably gonna pass. You can even mention the tech, like, hey, that looks. So you're saying they didn't tech? Hell, I didn't even make it a tech at GoPro. I don't even know, but I know that the people at GoPro that got tech, all they did was spark plug, and they might have gotten better. I don't know. It's been a while since I've been there, but when you see certain individuals, I understand. I don't want to get off subject here. I know how you guys, some of you think it's just it has 9.5 horsepower. It doesn't matter how cart the good works. It's all about math, right? Circumference of the tire. We have a rev limiter for RPM, and you have a gear ratio. With that, you could figure out the top speed of what you should be doing. 3.5 gear ratio, 6,100 RPMs, circumference of tire, 34 and a half inches, should get you around 53.8 to 54.2 miles an hour. It should not get you 57, 58 miles an hour. That should be a red flag. If everybody's on the same gear ratio and they're doing about the same mile an hour between that zero point 0.4 variance at GoPro, that should be a sign that something's off. Same thing with TSRS. If the guy next to me is running a tooth higher but pulls me down the straightaway and with the same circumference of tire, that should be a sign. All right. That's what I'm gonna say. And then officiating rules is kind of wonky. They don't have like they were complaining about, so they run a minimum width rule, SCUSA, apparently at 53 inches, and they run those rules. And then and the 206, most of us run 48 and a half to 51 and a half. Um, excuse me. On the MGM, I run 52 to 52.5 in the rear. So I would have never made the overall width. So that they need to maybe bring in a separate set of rules for 206 itself. And then the racing. You're supposed to give the a cart width. Basically, if he's up on side of you, they're supposed to give you room on the outside, and you guys can go 2 by 2 the whole way around the track. But that's never gonna happen. So if you get sent off, they're still not gonna hand the penalty to the person that sent you off. And then the racecraft, um, for 206, it's just real bad. So that's basically about it. The racecraft is not really good. It's not it's just new to them, I guess, or they just see how the K100s do. It's just, dive bomb city, and it's just insane. If you wanna watch good racecraft, look at a CKNA event up front, or actually, I saw one from Kart Chaser, and I was extremely surprised because the K100 juniors are nuts. And the top 4 on, um, Sunday's event for the finals, watch that. They stayed nose to tail and booked it. 4-cart train gone. And then the second pack was like, "Oh, they're not fighting. We need to line up and go. If not, we're screwed." Use your video to knock you out of the championship. Yeah, probably. This will probably knock me out. I'm only saying this stuff because I just want the series to grow and get better. That's it. Tech needs to be better. Give us the option to buy 90 pump gas or 87 pump gas. Give us the option to buy some other fuel than the crap you're making us use. Uh, if you're going to say something in the driver's meeting, stand behind it. And you might want to change up the side by side racing rule when it comes to 206. It should be if the guy's there, it's his corner, back up and give it away. Um, just by knowing the rules the first time, Noah threw it up on the inside. I held it on the outside just to see if he would just, let's line up and push. The second time I noticed him, I just pointed him by and sat behind him for the rest of the race and just pushed and walked away. So just a little teaser there. All right. Now for CKNA, I won't be as rough on CKNA. CKNA South does an amazing job with 90. The only complaint I have about CKNA South is the tires. And that's just because I'm cheap. And I don't think money should win racing. Um, I also have an issue with penalties. If one guy gets you, if the other guy should not get the penalty. Just one guy. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I also have an issue with the penalties. Basically saying, Green D Max is saying I have also an issue with the penalties. If one guy gets it, the other guy should not just get one guy. Um, maybe I read it wrong. But yeah, I do agree with that. If you're gonna hand out, you gotta be fair across the board. That's the hardest part. You gotta be fair across the board. That's it. Yeah, I get it. They can't look at all the spots on the track, but sometimes I think they just focus on what's the top 2 doing? What's the top 3 doing? What's the top 4 doing? They don't see the mid-pack mayhem about to go down, or it's not about to go down, it's going down. That's the problem. So you have one guy coming through the field, bulldozing his way through the field, and then they're not handing out penalties. And then you have like one little bump tap on the front from the good old boys, and then you're handing a penalty. Then the next session, they sent you flying and nobody saw it somehow. Shocker. Um, CKNA South, Brett does an amazing job, right? Um, you know, he has to pay for cost. So cost, he keeps it down. It's only 185, I think, for both days. If you want to practice, it's $55. And then your one set of tires. That's the only thing I think he should change for next year. This year is too late. Why was your app score so low? I'm gonna ignore Dean. Dean was in the Air Force, so he thinks he's better than all of us. So so all he did was sit in an office chair and do nothing. Um, so basically, he does a great job. He brought in after Jacksonville. We complained and we complained to him about the officiating, and he brought in more officiators. So it's going to come at his cost. But he brought in more people to police the driving up. Right. So he did an awesome job on that part as well. And they're really well about handing out penalties. Even though I got sent on Saturday and no penalty was handed out. All right. Dan Pinkston got away with one. Paid off the officials. Now Dan and I are cool now. After looking at the video, I saw that he tapped the curb and sent his cart wide, and that's why he hit me. So it wasn't intentional at all. He listened to us about our bitches, gripes, and complaints, and he said, "I'm gonna bring in more people to clean it up." The only thing I don't like is the tires. Like it just shows up. Day one, right? We're all equal. Day two, someone throws on brand new tires, it's done for. I saw this. I saw this at WK Jacks. I'll get into it later, but it's apparent that the tire rule. I mean, I don't know how the hell I went in Monticello day two. All right, people say, "Oh, I should have stayed on new tires or on the old tires." The next time, give me your brand new tires because I would have probably been 3 to 4 tenths quicker. That's basically about it. That's CKNA South Series. Brett's doing a good job. CKNA South Series. That's different from CKNA, like what happened in Charlotte. Um, that there's a lot of issues with the national portion of it. I'm not gonna get too crazy into it, and I know Brett probably has a ton of shit on his plate, but maybe you should let him run and like handle more of the officiating, or I don't know how you guys do it, or maybe he is running it, and he just has more time to do a better job in the South Series. But if there's a massive accident, don't ask the driver if he's okay. The adrenaline pumping is so damn much, you're thinking you're God's gift to earth. I know this firsthand. I tore my ACL. I was able to run another mile and a half. I didn't even know what happened until I looked down. My knee was swollen. It was like flopping to the side. But my adrenaline was pumping so much, I was good to go. Hell no, I wasn't good to go. I was done. Same thing with my back. Hurt my back and ran, and it was like, oh yeah, the next day I couldn't even walk. So if a bad accident happens, better safe than sorry. Full course caution, the yellow, throw the freaking red flag, adjust your schedule. Who cares? And then also, this is at Charlotte. You guys know the massive accident that happened at Charlotte. Also, there was a massive accident that happened in heavy class. The driver ended up actually with a concussion, but he answered to the corner worker that he was fine, and really he wasn't, because when we made back to pits, he was out of it, throwing up. He had a concussion. So that race should have been red flagged as well. Those are stuff that missed. Um, Also, if you're gonna hand out a penalty for driver, just be across the board. Just because he's your favorite one, and you see he can't do no wrong, then whatever. No, not me. I'm okay with it, man. I have so many of these pink slips. Ain't no joke. You guys, I touch someone or look at someone the wrong way, you hand me one, so I'm okay with it. I don't give a shit anymore. Um, but just hand out penalties accordingly when they should be. And then I did not agree with racing at night with no lights. All right, that was insane. Um, at least standing from the background, all we could see was just the data loggers. You could have adjusted the schedule. You could have taken out that morning warm up because 90% of the people missed it anyway, and thrown in those last two heat races. I would have been okay with that. Yeah, or the dog that was on track. You should have thrown a red flag. That should have been a red flag right away. Right when the animal got on track, throw the red flag. That come on, let's be smart. All right, you guys are not dumb. You're running a series. You gotta have some brains. So that definitely to me, the national level is it needs to be cleaned up. CKNA South did an amazing job. We had a pretty bad accident. Thank God the driver's okay. In Monticello, immediately when the accident happened, red flag was up. They stopped the carts. Crew was out there checking on the kid. I mean, it was like accident, bam. There was no if, buts, or and. Everybody knew their job. Everybody knew what to do. It was taken care of in a heartbeat. And I'd rather see that and cut some laps off my race than, hey, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm doing great and dandy. So no, I'm not 100% sure on that one. All right. I don't agree on that. Um, Tech for CKNA, man, that tech is rough. That tech is no joke. And that's how tech should be. All right. That's all I gotta say. Those guys are some old cranky dudes that don't give a shit. So they're gonna tech the shit out of you, and they're gonna make sure everybody's legal, and they're gonna tear it down. And if they think something's not legal, they're gonna take it with them. And you're gonna make sure it's good to go, or they're gonna explain to you why the hell you failed tech. All right. I had an issue with the fuel. Everybody was asking me, why were you at tech so long? Um, Fuel. We had bought fuel again, and they had run out of the regular fuel, like that tinted fuel, whatever. So we all were sharing one jug from the trek, and I do the same process. I buy a gallon of fuel, I mix it up in my fuel, right? We dump all the fuel, I mix it up in my fuel, and then I dump it out. I mean, I dump it out safely, back into the environment because that's where it comes naturally. So I dump it out, and then we make sure all of our tanks are completely drained. We swash it with the fuel that we bought. We dump it out just to make sure we clean out our lines. I don't want to never have an issue with tech. So all first day, good tech, good, 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 good. That morning, fuel was fine. Qualifying didn't check. After the pre-final check, I failed. The whole fucking tent failed. And I was like, what? I was like, I just bought fuel from there. So they're like, all right, that truck, yeah, okay. So they gave me every break in the world. I mean, they could just kick my ass out and be like, you cheating bastard, get their ass to the back. No, that's not Bud Light. That's Yingling. That's the one with the American Eagle on it. Mike, stop using your wife's freaking account. Stop being so cheap, man. Jesus Christ. So they could kick my ass out. So they gave me a break. They're like, all right, well, let's just check the fuel from out of the back of the truck. So I was like, yeah, check that fuel. So they checked that fuel, and it's good. It passes. I'm like, oh my gosh. Well, that's not good. I was like, well, what? I mean, did anybody touch with our fuel? I was like, I don't believe in that. I don't believe anybody would go up and dump our fuel, like put something in our fuel. But I'm naive. So I'm like, no. So in the end, long story short, they grabbed another known well jug that's been passing. They fill it up from the truck I actually use with the hoses I use. They fill it up. That's the fuel I bought from them. They checked that fuel. That fuel failed. So they owned up to it and they said, okay, this is what happened. We figured it out. Bam. But they gave me every chance. I even said, I'm going to leave my cart here because I don't have to do any changes. I'm just going to leave the cart here. We'll put the fresh fuel in, which is still bad. The fresh fuel in and go and call it good, which it didn't make the cart any quicker. Actually, I was complaining it was a little slower that day. I was kind of bitching around the pits that, well, I was bitching to the downs that my motor wasn't pulling as hard, but it was the fuel. CKNA only rub, paying all that money up front just to be charged a pit pass. Yeah, Dean, that and yeah, the pit pass they could do. I mean, I don't know, man. It's difficult on that money side game. It is expensive. Um, because you got practice and they pay for they charge you for practice. the entry fee is low, but then they charge you a pit pass as well. But the parking prices are fair, so it's like give and take when it comes to that. Give and take, and I think they do the best out of all the series. CKNA South does the best job. Now, this isn't because like um I'm not on their dick. This is just me saying because I thought last year I didn't run the series last year, barely. I ran it a little bit. They did an okay job. This year they just stepped their game up to a whole nother level, and they've run it the best out of all of them. So definitely it was good. Sorry, talking really makes you parched. All right, what I drink is I drink Yingling Flight. I keep it light. I usually drink regular Yingling, but I'm keeping it light, and then I change it up to Modelo. So those are the two that I usually drink. I might have Miller Lite. I've never been a Budweiser, or Bud Light, or anything. I used to drink Bush because Miguel used to buy it because it's so damn cheap. So that's basically what I drink. I'm taking a couple of drinks here because WK is coming up next, and WK is by far might have been the standard back in the day, but they're not the standard now. And the pros. Oh, I forgot to say the pros about all the other series when it comes to trophies and gifts. I'll do that at the very end. So pros about WK, they only have two pros, right? Daytona. If you want to race at the home of racing, is Daytona, and Daytona's ran by WK. Excuse me, my gosh, Nicole hates that, but excuse me. Um, it's just Daytona, man. That's it. They just don't give a shit about the consumer anymore. You can complain to the president or whoever. They just don't give a damn. Tech is great. The officiating crew is great. It's just the upper management that sucks. You got to pay a ridiculous amount for a membership to go race. Um, WK spends half. So WK spends half the day. This is from Perkins. WK spends half the day practicing and qualifying. It's ridiculous. The two last over years have combined. Ignite class only ran 13 laps in the final. Yeah. So, and they don't stay on schedule. So it's basically like they have a schedule issue. They have a issue with just not staying on time. The tire rule as well, but that's for every series except for Rock Cup. Um, just I'm just done with WK. I I don't race WK. I'm not gonna race WK anymore. If I do, it'll be for Daytona, and that's a hard pill to swallow because I just doubled up the Daytona. So I won what I wanted to win. I won the road racing side and the sprint side. The only thing left to do is be crazy enough and get in a dirt cart and try to win a dirt cart race. So, yeah, it's insane. You're right, Matt. You're right. You guys only ran 5 laps on Saturday. 5 laps is insane. It's just ridiculous. You're right. When the ceremonies happen, they're handing out trophies in the dark. They didn't even put up lights. Um, and this is for Daytona, guys. Come on, like you step up your game. Like you guys were the standard. You went from the standard to crap. I mean, I have so many cons about WK. I don't know what to say. Like it's just gonna take up the rest of my time. Like it's just prices are expensive, right? The run day because it's Daytona. Um, Porsche. No, man. Prices are expensive. A. Second of all, membership fee. That's expensive for one event. The price of tires. Um, the leadership. The only thing good about Daytona, the WK is uh running at Daytona. The trophies are nice that they hand out, and Tech and the officiating crew down there is nice and cool. That's basically about it, right? That is it. It is a money pit. It is a money pit. Those are basically the series, guys. And this does not include any local tracks I've been to and stuff like that. I have not been to pit, so I cannot comment on the pit stuff at all. Um, yeah, it used to be. Now it's you're right. It is a disconnect. And it's like a power shift. I think it's like the shift. And the way I see it is, the pinnacle of racing for karting, right? If you're gonna go for two stroke, everybody sees it as Scusa and Rock Cup. And if I had to pick between the two of racing, I know you guys will say this is crazy. I'll pick Rock Cup. I think they do a much better job of officiating. I think they do a much better job of running the show compared to Scusa. Scusa, I'm not a big fan of Tom, so I don't give a shit. Um, I just think Rock Cup is an overall better ran event. Um, and then you have the intermediate regional ones. You have SSKC and TSRS. So you're looking at those two events. The premier classes are, I mean, for SSKC is the 206 because we probably bring in the biggest class. But for us running East Coast, 206 is like the pinnacle for some of us. Like that's we want to be the best in this class. Period. Where money doesn't win, right? You can show up at the back of the truck and kick butt, pack it up, go home. And you can beat people showing up on massive trailers, U-Hauls, RVs with 20 motors out the back, right? That's why I like racing 206. SSKC, they do a good job, but it's like East Coast. I think the problem with now TSRS is these are younger kids moving up to the KA. If you look at the LO206 field for senior, the uh the the age is really low. You're a whole bunch of 15, 16, 17-year-old, and they look up to the 206. Oh, not the KA100 side. So they see that type of racing. They're like, okay, that's how we have to race in 206. No, that's not how you have to race. So the racing and racecraft is not there. And then look at, I mean, WK, the racecraft is good because you got the best racers in the 206 community that show up to go race. You might have a couple oddballs here and there. Um, so you have a couple of oddballs out. And then CKNA, there's nothing else but 206. The whole series is 206. The pinnacle is 206. The best racing is 206 across the board. You know, the younger generation looks up to the older classes. This might be a little spoiler alert. I'm gonna put it in my vlog. There is the video of me getting it in with somebody during after one of the heat races, and I've been debating on putting in the vlog or not putting in the vlog. But I'm gonna put in the vlog as a learning experience of what not to do after a race. It is not my proudest moment. Definitely not the proudest moment of our class for sure, because you have the fences lined up with all the cadets, sportsmen, juniors, seniors, heavy, and the legends are taking a nap, so they're probably not up there. But you have all the classes lined up, and the masters class should be the one setting the example, and we did not set the example. I think Brett and the officiating crew did an amazing job of basically saying we better clean it up or we can just pack up our shit and go home. So kudos to them. I think they did a really good job on that part. Trophy wise, I think I'm looking at all my trophies right now because you guys don't think I ever won anything before. So, um, if I had time, maybe if Nicole comes up here real quick, maybe she can help me grab some of these trophies so I can show you which ones I think have the best trophies. I think I like SSKC's trophies. They look cool. The Scusa trophy looks awesome as well. The Rock Cup trophy is kind of undesirable. Um, they do a good job, but I think the trophy is lacking. The WKA trophies look awesome. Uh, winningest TB driver. Yeah, I am the winningest TB driver. Uh, may be back on a TB here sooner or later. It might be a hint for some of you guys. Um, yeah, so all the series, I think they do a really good job on handing out trophies. They do a decent job of trophies. Um, mine's kind of dusty. Which one's that one? Okay, so Rock Cup, they did it. I mean, it's a good job. So I think Rock Cup did for their trophies. It's a pretty good trophy. It's pretty cool. The layout, the laminate, um, it is a nice trophy for sure. It's not a bad one to have at all. Um, it is a pretty cool trophy that they gave, and then for WKA, the Grand Nationals in Jacks. This is a pretty cool trophy as well. They did a good job. Same layout as the Rock Cup. The actual cup itself in Daytona is extremely badass. So yeah, that's okay. If you want to complain about anything, I haven't won any of the national ones, but this is a national event on the CKNA circuit, and the trophies could be done a little bit better. I mean, it's second place, of course, but even first place trophy wasn't that big. And then this is probably one of the cooler ones, and I think Scusa's above me, isn't it? Is Scusa? No, that's Orlando. They're on the floor. Yeah. So this one I think is cool. I think they did a good job. SSKC on their trophies. This is the one I like the most. That wooden one looks kind of uh, crappy. Not horrible, but this one looks way better. And then, yeah, Scusa's trophies look awesome, and the other ones look pretty cool too. So, Scusa's trophies look cool as well. So all the trophies, yeah, SSKC does do a good job with their trophies. I would say SSKC is probably one of the best ones to do with their trophies. They really do a really good job. The TSRS this year trophy, it lights up. It's pretty cool, but I kind of like the old one, like the one that Kelvin got, which is a bigger one, which is pretty cool. It's almost like the SSKC one, so that's pretty cool. All the trophies are pretty cool. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and answer. We're coming up around 58 minutes. It gets kind of long, I know. Um, Orlando Cup this Sunday. If you're in the Orlando area, you should go out race Orlando. My next, actually, I'm just gonna slide right in since Farshad brought it up. My next race will be the 4 hours of Orlando the following weekend in a Tilliston, and then uh, the next live stream will be about different tracks I've been to and which tracks I like, and the differences and what type of configurations I like about tracks. But that's basically it about the series I've run. Cost of series, they're all basically right around the same. Even when you add in all the little amenities, I get scared when I talk about cost and Nicole's around. So, cost of the series is basically the same. You're looking around $600 for the series. It's basically it. That's it. That's the part you're looking at. You're looking at between entry fee, tires, fuel, pit pass, pit spots. You're looking right around 700 bucks. All right, that's what's going to cost you for the weekend of race. What do you get out of it? Just bragging rights. That's basically it. Yeah, somewhere around there. And I don't even buy extra set of tires. Some of these guys buy tires and shit like that. Yeah, that's why I never tell you. I just tell you I did well and brought home a trophy, which I like. So yeah, this trophy is cool. The TSRS trophy. Lights up. It's pretty cool. It's nice. I like the concept. Um, I like it. It's not bad. So hopefully, um, I don't know which side. Oh, there goes. If you hold it backwards, you're good. So I had a blast. Um, it's a good series for sure. Overall, it just needs to be fixed up a little bit. Is there? I think their second year of running it. Maybe I don't know how long they've been around doing it. So no, that's basically about it when it comes to series, guys. No series is perfect. So if you're looking for that perfect series, good freaking luck. If you're looking for a series that does the best they can, sure. Um, if you're looking for tons and tons of track time, go to the Orlando Cup. Um, Andre will kill you. He will leave you out there forever. I swear to God, that man does not give a crap. It was like 25 lap finals, almost 30 minutes on track finals. It's ridiculous. During the summer, I was like, can we please cut down the time? For the love of Christ, cut down the time. Um, with a Homestead AMR, they do a good series down there. They do good racing down there. So overall, it's been fun trying out all these series, running out to the different events. It was definitely a blast. Hopefully nobody got too upset. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, that like button, the share button. Thanks for all the questions. Thanks for being involved in these the chats. This is fun, and I'll definitely continue it as long as I can. These live feeds. The only time that I won't be doing any really live feeds would be the weekends I race. So other than that, um, yeah, Bryce Frank Racing, the Burrell that might be on the next round for TSRS. He said it was fast today. I keep telling him when I hear that, all right, I'm gonna go off on a little tangent. When I hear the kart's fast on the green track, I'm screwed. I'm already screwed. All right. If the kart's not loose, hanging out, almost unbearable to drive, then I'm like, all right, now we got something we could talk about. But when the track is not even rubbered in, and we're talking about we got some speed and it's fast and it's running well and it feels great driving wise, it's we're done. It's not gonna go well. But we'll make it happen, guys. We'll get there. It's a great challenge ahead. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys on track. Catch you guys later. Leave a comment below, message me, BS some more. Take it easy. Love you guys.